Meet Bernard Weinstock.
And your friends call you?
Bernie.
Bernie to friends, but to Olympic bobsledder Evan Weinstock, he's
Grandpa.
Grandpa Bernie.
Yeah.
You're not at all proud of this kid, are you?
I'm tremendously proud of him.
Bernie's that kind of grandpa who may repeat a story or two.
I would put my hand up high and he would jump to give me a high five.
And a grandpa who keeps...
So you keep his clippings?
Yeah.
Every mention of his grandson...
Weinstock, brightest of stars.
...in every newspaper clipping.
All-state champion.
A grandfather who holds on to every picture ever taken.
This is a good-looking picture of him.
What, are you saying the others aren't?
Yeah. Well,
Pictures of a boy who grew up to be an Olympian.
it's a dream come true for him. And again, he's living a wonderful dream.
Bernie Weinstock is a grandpa in a world that needs more grandpas just like him.
Why does the world need a grandpa?
Well, I never had any grandparents.
You see, Bernie Weinstock's father was the only person from his family to escape Nazi Germany. Being a good grandpa to his grandkids perhaps is rooted in the fact that Bernie didn't have a grandpa growing up.
I never knew any grandparent. They all died in Europe.
Perhaps Bernie's optimism is part of the push when Evan Weinstock propels his bobsled down winter tracks. He says he won't think of his family's losses when watching Evan compete and hopefully win. He'll only think of how good life is, even after tragedy.
I tell everyone, and I'm telling you and the whole world who watches TV, there's nobody in this world that's luckier than me. Who can be luckier than me? No one.
You won the lottery.
Yeah,
You won the lottery.
that's true.
And if Olympian Evan happens to call his grandpa from the track in Pyeongchang,
Grandpa, I need some advice. What do you tell him?
Push hard.
fast as a spark,
I had a combination of speed and strength.
with a push like a bullet.
That just kind of naturally fit into the bobsled world.
Las Vegas Golden Boy athlete Evan Weinstock is ready for his Olympic moment. We caught up with Weinstock competing in Utah's Olympic Park weeks before Pyeongchang. This Las Vegas kid clearly had star power. Evan's fans feeling the drumbeat to the Olympics and wanting fan photo after fan photo.
You always grow up and you think the Olympics are, the holy grail. That's where you want to end up.
Evan's brother Jason, who is among 27 others traveling to Pyeongchang to cheer Weinstock's wish for gold, says their mom, Virginia,
My mom was huge in sports and loved the Olympics.
is a dreamer like her son, a dream that one day her boy would be an Olympian.
Her and Evan had this thing about how awesome it would be to go to the Olympics.
But Mom Virginia won't be in Pyeongchang, at least not physically.
Evan and I lost our mom 2 years ago.
While only a rookie bobsledder, Evan Weinstock got a call from Las Vegas. Mom is dying.
She got cancer, small cell lung cancer. He left right away and came back to Vegas. He took over the role of caretaker and he was amazing.
Labor of love.
Yes, sir. Couldn't have done it without him though.
After she died, something had changed.
It was right to business, right back to training, and he was on a mission.
Weinstock was always a worker, always a champion, but returning to training, this time he had an added incentive, a win for Mom.
As soon as he went back is when he got the MVP award. I think she was a huge reason why Evan's pushing so hard for the Olympics. Part of him going is him living out her dream, which is awesome.
Weeks before leaving for Pyeongchang, Weinstock posted on Instagram a photo of his mom, writing, "You continue to be my inspiration and spirit every day."
So I have to rise up to their expectations and hopefully take care of business. It puts things in perspective to really how far people can go, given the right opportunities.
Opportunities poured into the life of a boy who would become an Olympian. Pyeongchang, payback from the son to his mom. Words really are not enough.
Our nation honors her sons and daughters
When you think about the thousands,
who answered the call to defend a country they never knew
thousands who gave their lives for strangers.
and a people they never met.
These are their names. These, their faces. This is their place.
Why should we stop? Why should we look? Why should we read the names? Why should we remember?
It's one of those moments where you have to step back and you think about what these people fought for.
Jeremy Trice is a U.S. soldier serving in South Korea, a Texan who watched sunlight filter in onto bronze names.
Texas covers 2.5 boards alone.
Imagining their stories
I imagine a lot of farm boys
and sensing their sacrifices.
Probably a lot of young families, you know, younger wives, maybe a couple of children, a whole future, you know.
They gave their futures so that Koreans could have one. Koreans who once reached up out of war for help, cheered when U.S. soldiers arrived. This statue showing Korean brothers standing on the dividing fracture of war. This one of Korean daughters holding 2 clocks. One marking the start of the war, one the current time, with a clock resting on the ground waiting to start when and if Koreans unite peacefully. U.S. soldier Matthew Reed came here today to see a teardrop made of U.S. soldier dog tags. What message resonates for him in these halls?
Honor your country, live for your country, don't do anything that would destroy your country.
In Pyeongchang,
we have different cultures and different languages.
all things that light up with a click.
Technology brings us together to it just connects us.
Connect the world. Connection with a message.
If you push yourself, nothing is impossible.
Technology making all things possible at the Olympic Winter Games. Samsung showing Olympic visitors how social media and tech changes their Olympic experience.
All right, my social media broadcast on a wall. Oh my gosh. It's my whole life up on the wall.
Olympic visitor Drew Danzeisen comes from the blinking city of Las Vegas to South Korea. He knows lights that glow, and yet here, even he is wowed.
The Samsung experience here in Pyeongchang was nuts. I saw my whole life. I saw Rio. I saw my friends' weddings, China, everything. It was pretty cool. I mean, my whole life flashed here in front of my own eyes. I feel like I was all with them here.
Speaking of feeling like you are there, the influence of Samsung and NASA put Drew in a spacesuit and a harness for a virtual moonwalk.
Technology just took me from the Olympics to the moon and showed everybody my trip.
Not an Olympian, but want to know what it feels like on the slopes of Pyeongchang? Virtual reality makes it possible.
Woohoo! Whoa! Watch out for that tree! We were going down cliffs, we were going so fast, almost hit a couple trees. Reed, you got some air, man.
I got some air.
You got some air.
It's always been a dream to kind of go to the Olympics or be in the Olympics, and even if I can't, I can kind of experience it here.
It's real, and you can experience it with your hands and your eyes and everything. It's crazy.
Samsung keenly aware that some Olympic visitors are kids. The next generation a bridge to tomorrow with images floating before their faces on touchscreens. What will they do with the power of tech? The hope? Build digital bridges that translate to real-life peace on Earth.
We can't shut ourselves off from different cultures because we can all learn from one another.
Technology builds bridges and takes everybody to happy place, happy peaceful place.
To be alive on a beach, to take your shoes off and walk on ancient sands, to look up and imagine flight. Life is art, and the expressions of life on a Korean beach spread a little peace on Earth for Olympic visitors.
It's the inner blending of culture. It's the coming together, sharing in a common identity, in a common meaning, in a common practice. It's a pretty remarkable thing.
Remarkable also to know this art will be burned. Expressions of life here and then gone, each one built up to be burned down as an offering for peace during the games. The artist Jung-ho Cowan gets the honors, sending flames into the very beauty he created, telling us it's his offering to the universe in the hopes of peace for the Olympic Games. Soon the wooden woman glows from the inside out. She swells with heat and gives herself to the sandy beach below in the form of ashes, while the hundreds who came together participate in a meditation on unity.
The idea that we're burning all this beautiful art is kind of beautiful to me because we all get to experience it and the memories will last forever, but the pieces themselves won't.
U.S. wanderer Jacob Mooney is right. Memories are all that last. Memories and how what we saw
feels really one of a kind.
Made us feel.
It's a pretty electric.
Moments here and then gone. The impermanence of art and life. Why it's all sacred in the first place.